Hey guys, welcome back to the Death and Resurrection Show. My name's Jesse with Too Many Fords. On the last episode, we were working on the 7.3 Powerstroke, and we discovered that it has absolutely no compression in one of the cylinders, and it's low everywhere. So I've been doing a little soul searching the last few days. I hit up some people on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace asking around about used motors, and they're damn expensive. People want a lot of money for them, and not a single one that I was able to find was still in a chassis or hooked up to a transmission and starter, so I can't even spin them over and see if they seem like they're going to light off. Do a compression test on them out in some guy's yard before I spend $1,000 on a used motor where I could just be rolling the dice again. So what I've decided to do is rebuild this engine, and to do that, all of this has to go. So that's what we're going to start doing tonight. We're going to start tearing this thing apart. What we really want to get gone, what I believe it's going to take to pull this motor, we're going to have to get rid of the hood. We're going to have to get rid of the radiator, fan shroud, fan, obviously our expansion tank. Both batteries are coming out. The tray on this side, probably the wheel liner over there as well. We'll pull this grill piece off. It's just got some fasteners. Pull this off, and we can get the AC condenser out of the way, and then we can pull the intercooler out of the truck. What we're trying to do, we got to yank the turbocharger off too, and I'll probably wind up putting the valve covers back on just to keep everything safe. But the idea is to use these ringlets here, and there's another one on the other side of the turbo. There she is, right there. The idea is, with most of the accessories gone, that's kind of the front of our motor. Now we're going to have to pull it off of the transmission, move it as far forward as we can, and then lift it straight up and out. So that's why we basically have to tear all of this out of the truck. We've got to drain all the fluids out, all the coolant and oil's got to go, starter's got to come off, all the other stuff that I mentioned as well. But the idea is that once we do that, we'll pull the wheels off of the truck, set it down on really short jack stands. And then once it's on the short jack stands, it should be low enough to the ground that we can use a cherry picker and pull the motor up out of the chassis. And one of the cool things about the old 7.3 trucks compared to a 6.0, a 6.4, or a 6.7 Powerstroke, you do not need to pull the cab to get the engine out. Now, it'd probably be easier to pull the cab and just have access to everything, but I don't have a lift yet. So I'm going to have to do it old school. And that's what I'm going to start doing today. I'm not going to get too crazy into the details of it because it's kind of monotonous and it's boring. But there's a few things that most people I don't think are really going to know about that I've discovered throughout the years dicking around with international diesels, specifically 7.3s. And I'm going to show you how to get all the coolant out of the engine before you pull it out and get it all over your shop, and just kind of the basic things that you need to cover. So let's get to it. It's time to get this motor out of this truck. Boom, easier said than done. Grill out, one whole assembly. It's like 8 bolts. Here, 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 here. Both sides. You can leave all your accessory light looms hanging down. If you have glass headlights, they'll stay in. If you have the sealed plastic ones, like on the fancier trucks, just pull that out. What we're getting at next, we got these on each side. That's what holds the intercooler in. We're going to pull the intercooler and the radiator next. Got to get this hose off, but we're already draining coolant. Really, just making room. Once we get done with the front of the truck, I'm going to hop in here because I'm tiny and I can stand on that. And we will pull the accessories off and the turbo intake manifold, the loom. She's coming off too. Just everything that we can get out of the way so that we can get the motor out of the truck without banging up any parts that we don't want to replace. Don't want to replace this. Should be replaced. Look at it. It's destroyed, but I'm not gonna because it's a budget truck. Field find, y'all. Oh my God. Making progress. So, inside the engine bay, we have gotten the turbocharger is gone. Intake manifold's gone, radiator's gone, intercooler's gone, got the engine harness pulled back. That looks like a huge mess, and it is, but it's not too bad. It's all just one big unit, nothing crazy. I got the accessory drives pulled off too. I have a tool for the fan to get that off, but as you can see, this is what I'm talking about. That's how much more room we're going to have. Once I get that clutch fan off, all I have left to do are disconnect the fuel lines, which depending on how those are run, I might do that underneath the truck. We'll see. Nothing too crazy though. Here's the other side of the harness. These all pull out of the way, but once it's ready to go, it should fit. I mean, that's, as long as I get my load leveler really tight down on that, should be able to just slip it out of the way. And the mountain of parts is growing. Radiator, intercooler, most stuff. On a fun side note, I found that hammer wedged in between the radiator and the intercooler, which means this truck is already paying for itself. That thing's got to cost 15 or 20 bucks at least. So, a little bit of a long night. I've been working on the truck for like 2 or 3 hours. It's not too bad. I'm going to finish up getting the fuel lines and getting everything ready off screen, because it's really hard to film underneath the truck, and it's really not anything you need to see. It's me undoing bolts. But I am going to film actually pulling the engine out of the truck. Let's get it back there. Oh, baby, why you so mean? Never should have bought it. Dialing into the danger zone now. So we're in the thick of it. Stuff like this, sometimes the only way out is through. So I'm going to leave you here. Please leave a comment, like, be nice, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the channel so far and how I'm doing. As you can tell, I upgraded the camera a little bit. I found my actual digital camcorder, so no more fuzzy, crappy audio, hopefully. Anyways, this is Jesse with Too Many Fords and the Death and Resurrection Show. Until next time.